Page 12 continued. Number 11. Poem, line 1. You draw me, you, hard-hearted, adamant, mark of explanation. Line 2. But yet you draw not iron, for my heart. Line 3. Is true as still, stop. Leave you your power to draw, Line 4. And I shall have no power to follow you, stop. Roman 2I. Roman 1I. 197 to 200. Para. These lines are spoken by Helena, who follows Demetrius in the wood. Demetrius, who has no love for his former sweetheart, is repelled by the chase of Helena, whom now he hates. Page 13, para. Helena has obsessive love for Demetrius, whose heart is now bound to Hermia. He rudely asks Helena not to follow him and to get away. Helena replies that draw her heart as magnet, within bracket, adamant, draws iron, stop. Susceptible to magnetism, her heart is not iron. Susceptible to magnetism, her heart is not iron hand. Her heart is soft but true as steel. In drawing her heart, Demetrius drawing not mere iron, but something much higher, that is, true and steady still. And if Demetrius gives up his power to draw, she too will give up following him. In other words, since it is not possible for Demetrius to give up his power of drawing, bracket, as a lodestone cannot shed its own special magnetic virtue, bracket closed, so it is not in the power of Helena to give up following him. Notes: adamant, spelling mistake, here it is A-D-A-M-E-N-T, it should be A-D-A-M-N-T. 1. Lodestone, L-O-A-D-S-T-O-N-E, or magnet. 2. The embodiment of hardness, the diamond, stop. Both senses were current in the 16th century. N.B. Draw not iron steel. There is sliding from the image of iron drawn by a magnet to the notion of her heart being soft, not iron hard, and so to the proverbial quote, true as steel, unquote, stop. The concert is strained and a comically extravagant effect may be intended. Number 12. Run when you will, the story shall be changed, semicolon, ... When cowardice pursues, and valor flies, mark of exclamation. Roman 2I. 1I. 232-6, para. These lines occur in the first scene of the second act and are said by Helena in reply to Demetrius when he threatens to run away from her and leave her to the mercy of the wild beasts, para. Helena says that he may try to run away, but in that case, only the traditional story of chasing will be changed. In other words, it will not be the story of the hunted chasing the hunter, that is, she, Helena, will still pursue him. In mythology, there is the story of Daphne, D-A-P-H-N-E, fleeing the chasing Apollo, and it will be Daphne who will be chasing Apollo. Tradition has it that the griffin, a fabulous monster, chases the peaceful dove. Now the dove will be pursuing the griffin. In the same manner, it will be the case of a deer running after the tiger. And this chase will be as ludicrous and paradoxical as when courage itself before cowardice. Helena means to say that in trying to run away from Helena, Demetrius will try to do something which is both impossible and useless and will only prove to be ludicrous in the attempt. Annotations, story. The mythological story of Daphne or Pensis, Pencis, a shy nymph, nymph, who, fleeing to escape the embraces of Apollo, was changed into a laurel tree, laurel. It is told in Ovid's Metamorphoses. Griffin, Griffin, a fabulous beast possessing the head and wings of an eagle with the body of a lion. Bootless, Bootles, useless. Act 2, Scene 2, 13. And touching now the point of human skill, written in love's richest book, stop. Roman 2I.125 to 128. These lines are said by Lysander, Lysander, in the second scene of the second act, when he wakes up in the wood outside Athens and sees Helena before his eyes, and under the influence of love juice, with which his eyes are anointed by Puck, P-U-C-K, P capital, forthwith falls in love with her, para. Lysander says that so long on account of his inexperienced youth, he was not amenable to reason and did not know what exactly was wanted by him. But now his reason, which guides emotion, love, has attained the highest point of wisdom, that is skill. Page 14, has reached its fullest maturity and guides his will in the way it should go. Lysander means to say that wisdom is the right guide, within bracket, marshal, to his will, and he knows what his mind wants. Therefore his love for Helena is real and stable, being born of a reasoned will, while his former love for Hermia was the result of his youthful inexperience and immaturity. Notes and annotations, ripe, mature, semicolon, point, I.E. the highest point, skill, wisdom, discrimination, eyes, book. Love is first learned in ladies' eyes, and so woman's eyes become the books in which love's doctrine within quote, may be found. Shakespeare frequently associates love with books. See F. A. Shakespeare's Imagination, 1963, pages 171 to 3. N.B. It may be said that Bottom knows that reason and love keep little company together nowadays. 3.1.12021. Egeus's, E-G-E-U-S apostrophe S, will, bracket, inclination, or in a stranger sense intent, bracket closed, in insisting that Hermia marry Demetrius, Romani.87, had nothing to do with reason. 14. For as a surfeit of the sweetest things, but the most of me, exclamation mark. Roman 2I.143 to 8, para. These lines occur towards the end of the second scene of the second act and are said by Lysander, addressing Hermia, who is fast asleep in the wood outside Athens. Lysander, under the influence of love juice administered by Puck, has forsaken all his love for Hermia and is desperately enamored of Helena. The latter, shocked and annoyed at this sudden change of Lysander's mind, has just left his presence and he follows her. Before leaving, Lysander looks at Hermia, who is still asleep and knows nothing, and he says when a man has excess of sweet things, he acquires a nausea for it and dislikes it. There is what is said, quote, sad satiety, S-A-T-I-E-T-Y, unquote. Shelley in his To a Scylla, Keats in Ode on a Grishnan, stop. In like manner, when a man is led astray by wrong beliefs, he hates them with all his heart afterwards when reason dawns on him. He has so long had enough of Hamia's love and would now like to have no more of it. He has so long been led astray by his wrongly placed fidelity to Hamia, and now he hates it most of all. In short, Lysander thinks he has had more than enough of Hamia, and now he dislikes her. Notes and annotations: surfeit, excessive eating. Varying proverb 25 to 27, colon quote. It is not good to eat too much honey, unquote, stop, double quote. The sweetest honey / loathsome in his own deliciousness, double quote, unquote. Romeo and Juliet 2.6.11 to 12. Para. As the heresies ... did deceive - as heresies within bracket, wrong beliefs, renounced are hated most by the man once deceived by them, bracket close, stop. Act 3, Scene 1. 15. Let him name his name and tell them plainly he is snug, S-N-U-G-S, capital, comma, the joiner. Roman 3I.1I.34 to 35. These lines occur in the first scene of the third act and are spoken by Bottom during the rehearsal of the interlude, comma, quote, Pyramus, P-Y-R-A-M-U-S, and Thisbe, T-H-I-S-B-E, unquote, in the wood outside Athens. There was a discussion at the suggestion of Snout, S-N-O-U-T, the tinker, about what should be done if the ladies of audience were of the lion on the stage. Snout suggests that there should be a second prologue explaining that the lion is not a lion actually. Bottom does not approve of the idea and thinks that Snout, who will play the role of the lion, should mention his own name to the audience during the performance and tell them that he was Snout, the joiner, and not a lion at all. Besides, a part of his face must be seen through the lion's neck. Page 15, para. This extraordinary procedure to remove the fear of the ladies, for example, requiring the actor himself to declare during the performance that he is not actually what he is representing, is, according to Malone, M-A-L-O-N-E, an allusion to a contemporary incident which was extremely funny. A spectacle was presented to Queen Elizabeth upon the water. An allusion to a contemporary incident which was extremely funny. A spectacle was presented to Queen Elizabeth upon the water, and among others, Harry Goldingham, Goldingham, was to represent Anion, Anion, upon Dalphin's, Dalphin''S, back. But as his voice was very hoarse and unpleasant at the time, he tore off his disguise and swore that he was no Anion but honest Goldingham. This pleased the Queen far better than if he had gone through his part in the usual way. 16. Quote, what hempen, H-E-M-P-E-N, homespans, H-O-M-E-S-P-U-N-S, ... if I see cause, stop, Roman 3I.1I.62-63. These lines are quoted from the first scene of the third act and are said by Puck, the mischievous fairy, when he enters the spot from behind, where Queens, Q-U-I-N-C-E, and his comrades are about to begin the much-discussed rehearsal, para. Puck enters from behind, invisible, and recognizes them as coarse-mannered rustics, and wonders what people of this kind must be ranting and strutting about in that part of the wood where Titania, the queen of the fairies, is lying close by. Then he notices that a play is in preparation, and at once his accustomed propensity to mischief asserts itself, and he stops to listen what they say. When he resolves to hear the rehearsal and take part in it if necessary, we all anticipate that something funny is going to happen. This anticipation is all the more heightened by the fact that the actual actors in the rehearsal are absolutely ignorant of the presence of Puck and his intention to be an actor himself. And the occasion offers itself when Pyramus, Pyrmus, within bracket bottom, in obedience to the instruction of Queens, enters the thicket, the quote, tiring house, unquote, after Pyramus has spoken his word. Puck seizes this opportunity and puts an ass's head on Bottom's crown. Notes: hempen homespuns. Hemp was the basis of coarse fabrics much used for the clothing of poor people, rustics and servants, a pointer for the costuming of Bottom and his crew. Swaggering. Swaggering, ranting and shouting. Cradle, cradle, refers to the tender and delicate flower bed where the queen of the fairies is sleeping. Toward, in preparation. Auditor, auditor, listener. Actor, actor, signifies that Puck will take an active part in the rehearsal if necessary, anticipating his mischievous pranks. 17. Most brisky juvenile, lovely Jew, J capital, Jew. Roman 3I.1I.77 para. This line occurs in the first scene of the third act and is said by Flute, F capital Lute, comma. The bellowsmander, Bellowsmander, during the rehearsal of the interlude in the wood outside Athens. Flute has taken the part of Thisbe, the heroine, and Bottom of Pyramus, the hero, and this line is a part of Thisbe's first speech addressing Pyramus. In her speech, she addresses her lover with some complimentary epithets, and in this particular line, she calls him the most, quote, brisky juvenile, unquote, meaning the most, quote, brisk juvenile, unquote, that is the most lively youth. The other epithet she uses is, quote, the most lively Jew, unquote, stop, para. Note, in Shakespeare's time, Jew was never a term of compliment. Verity thinks it may be an abbreviation of jewel. Others think that Jew has been used here just without any sense simply because it rhymes with hue in previous line. For instance, most radiant Pyramus, comma, most lily white of hue. EKE hyphen dash also, comma, likewise, within bracket, archaic. Page 16, 18. Methinks, comma, mistress, comma, you should have little reason, slick upon the occasion. These lines occur in the first scene of the third act and are said by Bottom addressing Titania, the queen of the fairies. These are his first words to the queen. Bottom has been translated just a few moments back. Puck has put an ass's head upon him, thus transforming the, quote, most radiant Pyramus, unquote, into a hideous monster. All his comrades have run away out of fear, and he is extremely annoyed at their behavior, for he is totally ignorant of his own transformation, and is therefore at a loss to account for the sudden stampede among his friends. To show that there is no cause for fear, and he is himself not afraid, he starts singing and thereby wakes up Titania, who has been sleeping on a flower bed close by. Thanks to the magic effect of the Jews, quote, love-in-idleness, comma, she falls in love with him at the first sight, comma, or to use his own words, unquote, comma, on the first view, comma, to say, comma, I swear, comma, I love thee, unquote, stop, para. The passionate words of the queen of the fairies do not unnerve the coarse rustic Bottom, and he, with his characteristic self-composure, replies that she has very little reason for loving him at all, for reason and love are often at variance with each other. So, in loving bottom, the queen need not have any reason at all. It is therefore possible that the queen is not guided by reason in loving a coarse rustic like bottom at first sight. It is indeed a great pity that honest people will not do their best to bring love and reason together. Bottom is blissfully ignorant of his own transformation and says all this to the queen, thinking that handsome as he is a lovable person after all. He congratulates himself by saying, quote, "I can slick upon occasion," unquote, stop. He means to say, quote, "Now you see, lady, when the occasion calls for it, unquote, I can have a, quote, joke or two," unquote, stop, para. Here, Bottom's characteristic features of self-confidence and steady nerve to adjust himself to any situation he is placed are revealed. He retains his wit and complacency in every situation, and these features, combined with conceit, constitute the humor of his character. Notes: reason nowadays C Roman 2I, Roman 2I, 22. Glick, GLEEK, make a joke.